What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am talking about the TSA hiring process. Okay, I had applied for TSA last year in July. They just not contacted me back now. It was a very long process. Okay, so if you are trying to apply for TSA, please have patience. Okay, patience, because I have to have patience. You guys gonna have to have patience to apply for TSA because it's so many things that you have to do in a timely manner, and you have to you guys have to make sure you guys check your emails every single day, because that's the only way they communicate with you guys is through email. Okay, the first step you're going to do is you're going to do your application. Once you do your application, you're going to have a test. You're going to pass your test. Once you pass your test, then you have to do a vision test, a hearing test, a fitness test, and a drug test, a drug screening. Okay. Once you do that and you pass everything, then you move on to the next step. Now, the next step is going to be your interview. Once you come and do your interview and you pass your interview, then you move on. Then you do your fingerprints or whatever. Once you do your fingerprints, they send that through. They check your background. Your fingerprints check your background. So you check your background and all that. And they don't do regular background. They do background all the way from 10, 20 years from now, okay? Because they want to make sure you're a good candidate for their job, because it is a federal job, okay? So you do that. Once you get past that stage, you're basically in, because you pass everything that you need to pass. So you'll be into the job, and then now you're doing all the steps to, qualify for the job, like doing your badging, doing your getting your uniform size, and basically entering the job. Now, when you do TSA, like I said, you got to have patience. All this goes step by step. It's not an easy process. Everything is step by step. You're going to do a lot of paperwork, okay? And you have to complete the paperwork how it's supposed to get completed, okay? So anything that they put on there and they say like, okay, what address you stayed at, it has to be precise. It has to be exactly the address you had. Exactly your mother, father, children, whoever you have around you, name, first, last name, or whatever that may be. So you have to fill out your paperwork, and your paperwork has to be completely correctly. If you do not complete your paperwork correctly, they will reject your application, and you'll have to put it right back in, okay? So you want to do everything correctly, and you want to take your time, but not too much time, because TSA is a time management position, okay? So you have to do everything in the order it was received to you, okay? So it is a process, okay? Like I said, I did my application in July. I heard things from them throughout the 9 months that I had them, because I had to do step by step. But I'm just saying, it took me a very long time to really actually get the job, okay? So you want to be patient as possible. So that means if you have to have another job just to do your job before that job comes, that's all right. Do that. Do whatever you need to do to make your money and to get into a job that you want to make a career, okay? So it's a lot of positions that are in TSA. It's just not TSA, it's more positions, but you will get into that later on when you get hired. So you want to start off with the first step, apply. Second step, test. You want to pass every test that they give you. You want to pass every single test, okay? Because if you do not, they will move on with the next person, okay? They will move on to the next person. They would not wait on you. Sorry to say, but they would not wait on you, okay? So If you want to ask about the test, I feel like the test was maybe okay. It was hard in my eyes. You know, I felt like it was hard for me. But, I mean, you can get through it. You know, you learn about the job. Try to find any information that you can find about the job. But I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I just found out about the job, what they consist of, and I went off of that and just had it in my mind what they do or whatever. I normally work in the airport. I'm in the airport now at this moment as we speak, and I just watch them and see what they do. You know, they observe everything, okay? They make sure that things are not in people's bag that shouldn't be in their bag, or they catch things, okay? They catch things. So you want to just look up the job descriptions and see what they do and what they consist of. Now, when I did get to the test, it was kind of weird to me because it was like some of the stuff that I was learning about, you know, at home, because they don't give you a study guide, baby. You got to do your own research. You have to do your own research. You have to find out what you can find out just to get the job. So you guys have to go check it out. Try to do as much research as you can about the test, the upcoming test, or what's new to the test, okay? Because all the tests are not the same. You might get something different. You might get something old. You might get something new. We don't know. So take that, keep that in mind. Just please keep that in mind. But like I said, TSA is a long process just to get in. It took me 9 months, okay? 9 months to get in that job. So have something planned out before that, but you could just stay on it. Stay on it and try to get into that job, you know. But, yes, that's what I wanted to talk about TSA, the hiring process. Yeah, that's it. So, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe. But yeah, so you guys, thank you, and I will be back on the next video. Bye.